this is going to be my second video. So, so dealing with the breakup part 2. This video I'm going to tell you about my day because it's actually going to lead into what my message is for you. So, to start out, I had a really good day actually. I woke up with a particular verse that was in my heart. It was Psalms 118, verse 24, which says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Be glad and rejoice in it." So that's what I did, and that is what I carried with me all day long. Now, when I made the video, which was definitely something different for me, stepping out of my comfort zone. For, most of you are probably not going to know me watching this video. Me making a video is definitely me stepping all the way outside of my comfort zone, because I'm more of it's all about me, or I just need to have all this attention on me type of person. I'm very much, like to stay hidden. So, so I made the video, and everything was going good. Now, it's probably about, still roughly early in my shift. Something happened at work, and the devil just really found a way to attack me the best way that he knows how, which is through my, self-confidence, self-doubt in myself, comparing myself to others, is what I struggle with. So, there was a celebration at work, for people, it did good, which, and I'm all for celebrating, someone else and their, accomplishments. I feel like, if you worked hard, whatever it is, I'm always going to be there to celebrate you. Now, and it wasn't more of a thing where I felt like I was jealous so much, but it was more of a thing where somehow, like I said, the devil attacked me where he knows to give me the best, which is, self-doubt, self-confidence. It was almost as if he was telling me that I wasn't good enough. And it just kind of brought my mood down a little bit for today. Then at some point in the day, he also hit me with some emotional issues, kind of just putting in my mind that making me doubt my decision as far as the breakup goes. Just kind of making me feel like I'm just, I'm the main reason, and almost just putting those messages, those things in my mind that says that I'm not good enough, or, maybe I won't ever be good enough for someone, or I might not find anyone that will treat me right. A lot of issues I've just struggled with, in my lifetime. Now, that kind of just brings me to what my message is right now. I knew for a fact that once I just let God take control, that the devil was going to attack me hard and was going to, try his hardest to get to me, just to try to break me down and knock me off track as far as what my plan is. And matter of fact, I rephrase it, as far as what God's plan is for me. as far as, dealing with this breakup, I had a lot of moments where, I felt like I really missed Tillman. Started to think about the fact that, you know, everything I did wrong, and maybe if I, you know, hadn't done what I did or said what I said, maybe we'd still be together, and, just have me feeling like I'm the blame for everything, and led me to feel like I'm not good enough and I'm not going to meet anyone. And I just, I took a lot of things that I kind of arm myself with to deal with situations like that. The night before, I had listened to a YouTube video. I was actually on just how to deal with a breakup, and she actually mentioned something about uh, dealing with after. It's actually after dealing with the breakup. It's dealing with the loneliness that you feel afterwards. And one of the main points she brought up was presence. And presence is pretty much just when your mind starts to wonder whether it's about the past or the future, and you start to worry and get all this anxiety about what's going to happen, why did I do it this way, all these regrets and so forth. It's just bringing yourself back to the present, which is, where are you right now? Asking yourself that question. And that actually helped me out a lot. I had a lot of moments where I just had to say, where I thought about the past, and I thought, oh, if I did this, he'd still be here. If I'd done this, he'd still be here. More of me, of what if I've done. What if I did this, and what if I did that? And I had to pull myself, and I used the technique, and I said, where am I right now? And I said, I brought myself to moments and said, this is where I'm at. Which brings me to my point. One thing in being in a relationship with someone, both of you should feel equally content with each other. Not to say that, it's always going to be like a walk in the park and everything's just goes fine all the time, all day, every day. You never argue, you never fight. And if you never argue or you never fight, then that means someone's not telling the truth. But if you're dealing with someone who is, I guess, for lack of better words, if you're dealing with someone who, is not respecting you, in some things that you're asking of them, they're telling you pretty much that what you feel, your thoughts, your actions, your thoughts, are not important. And it's most of the time situations and relationships, whether it be a friendship even, situations like that, you end up pushing down all of that you have inside of you, and you begin to just make yourself small so someone else can make themselves feel big. And if you're in a relationship relationship and that's what is going on, and it can be anything, you know, whether it be, you know, he never wants, or she, you know, they never want to watch the same movies as the movies you pick because it's just too boring, you know. Hey, it's about compromise in a relationship. It's about, you know, making sure that your partner is happy, your partner is content. You know, I watched a video a couple of weeks ago about, it was Jada Smith and Wale and it was another actor, and I can't remember who it was, but they were all talking about just, you know, being ready to receive love, being ready to receive, you know, in a marriage and so forth, in a relationship. And a lot of it was just talking about how, you know, you're able to deal with the uncomfortable stuff that comes with it. You know, a lot of times, you know, it's more about making sure you treat your partner right. That's your main goal. Your main goal should be is, are you happy? And it should fall into place to where their goal should be the same, which is, are you happy? Are you okay? Now, if you're doing all those things to make sure your partner is happy, you're bending over backwards and, you know, just to make sure their well-being is okay, and they're not doing the same for you, then it's a problem. You know, you gotta address the issue or let it go. Because over time, what ends up happening is you end up drained because you feel like you gave them your all and they just gave you just bits and pieces. You know, you want to find someone who's on your level of maturity in a relationship. You know, people will, when you're in a bad state, or just in a vulnerable state, it's sick and almost saddening that, you know, people are like predators when it comes to things like that. They sense your vulnerability. They sense that you know, you're just aching and almost just crying out for someone to be there. And you'll almost overlook anything just to continue to be with that person. You know, you don't want to allow yourself to get comfortable in a situation like that. Because over time, like I said, you end up feeling drained. You end up feeling just worn down, worn out, mentally tired. You know, you're always tired. And it's just because you're mentally tired. You might not even be physically tired. You might have gotten all the rest. Maybe you got too much rest. But regardless, you're mentally tired because you feel like you've given this person everything. You know, you went all the way out your way to make sure that they were okay, but they did not return the favor. And that can leave you mentally, physically, you know, it can even cause physical things, your aches and pains, all that. You know, you want to make sure you find someone that is going to be about you, and then it's going to take care of you the way you were going to take care of them. Don't settle for less, you know, because you feel like you just want to have someone there to be someone there to just, you know, just to be a body, because a body is just a body. You know, when your emotions are turned on, because we all have that ability to turn it off. I have the ability to turn my emotions off, and I have the ability to turn my emotions on when I feel like it. emotions are involved, it's just kind of like nothing's going to replace that void. Now, with that being said, God is the one who is able to fill voids for you. You know, it, He has that unconditional love that you're searching for. You know, the love that says, if you treat me right, I will treat you right always. You know, I can say that He's always answered my prayers. As far as, you know, my needs and wants, He's taken care of my needs. He's taken care of my needs. I might have gotten some wants too, and learned my lesson from those things. You know, they say be careful what you pray for. And that statement, I could be wrong, but what I take from that is when they say be careful what you pray for, because not only is God listening, but the enemy's also listening too. You know, you pray for a man to, you know, coming in, you know, almost, you know, kind of save the day, so to speak. But he comes in with these false pretenses that you're not aware of because you got these blinders on. You know, you just see this, oh, I see he did that, I see he did that, you know. That's what the devil does. He, just like God listens to your prayers, so does the devil. So, reading your Bible is a crucial thing. You know, listening specifically for what God is telling you and what God is putting in front of you. Because the devil will put some of the same things in front of your face. You know, it's kind of like compared to, you know, the generic brands and then the actual name brand items. You know, with your eyes closed, you know, if you're hungry or you're thirsty and you haven't eaten in a long time, so you're just desperate for something at that moment, whether it's a generic brand that's not as great, it's still going to be good, and you're just going to take it just because it's right there. You're settling. So just read the word, because, like I said, the devil he answers prayers just like God answers prayers. And he puts those things right in front of your face, and it's like a carrot, and he's just waiting for you to grab it. Now, I'm rambling a little bit. If I am, I'm sorry, guys. I just really needed to get a lot off my chest today. Just remember to stay strong in your faith, and as far as the relationship and dealing with that, stick to your convictions, because the devil is going to throw it. He's going to be in your mind all day long, telling you, don't you miss when he used to do this, don't you miss when he used to do that, you know, don't you miss this. You know, give him a call, you know, give her a call, see what's up with her, you know, maybe, you know, she might give you a chance, she might work it out. And then the way the devil operates is, no matter how bad the breakup was, if it's his plan to hinder you from doing what God wants you to do, he will make it so that in the natural, you don't understand how this person, you know, would want to go back to the same thing we're just dealing with. And unnatural, he works just like the devil, just like God works. The devil works just as hard to get your attention, to keep that bait in front of you. So just, like I said, stick to your convictions. Everything I'm saying is just words that's from my heart. You know, if you broke up with this person, you broke up with them for a reason. You know, we love to try to fix someone, period. You know, into trying to say maybe, you know, this, maybe that, you know, we so willing to give someone a second chance. And I don't know if we like to give them a second chance because if it's because we, you know, kind of like the thrill that we get from it a little bit. Because, you know, sometimes we are a glutton for punishment. You know, we're worse than children. We're worse than the children who literally, you know, little kids, they burn their hand on the stove one time. Most of the time, they learn right then and there. But as adults, we like to bump our heads all the time. We like to, you know, continue to do the same thing, go back to the same situation, go back to the same job. Whatever the situation is, we love to bump our heads. You know, we love to bump our heads because we feel like we know everything and we feel like we got some sort of power to fix everything. You know, we feel like we walking around with capes on like we're superheroes, and we're not. So stick to your convictions. You know, it's not going to change. It's going to stay the same, and he or she is going to continue to treat you the same way. They're just going to try to put a nice little bow, a little present, wrap it up so beautiful that you're going to take the present and say, okay, you know what, let's give it another shot. God's love is truly, truly unconditional and just wonderful. When I say it's hard to explain, you know, it's only something that if you're feeling that and you know what his love feels like, and we all know what his love feels like, it's just that you recognize it. When you recognize and you're aware of what his love feels like, you just, it's amazing. The strength that he gives you is amazing. So just stay strong, people. That's part 2 of how to deal with a breakup. It was a little longer than the first one, but yeah, that's part 2 of how to deal with a breakup. Stick to your convictions. No matter what, you ended it with this particular person for a reason. The saying, a leopard can't change his spots. I don't necessarily like that saying so much. But if we want to use it, we'll say, yeah, a leopard can't change his spots. You know, we are only human. We can't change anybody, and we can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. Because if you think about it, no one's going to make you do something you don't want to do. That's how you have to look at it. This person hasn't changed because they don't want to change. They want to continue to be wherever they're stuck. That's where they want to stay. Treat that relationship like you might have, you know, treated that someone that you just felt like, oh, I can't help you anymore, I'm going to let it go. That's how you have to treat your relationship. So, that's it for the video for tonight. Thank you guys for listening. You know, hey, if you like the video, comment, you know, something, give me some feedback. You know, like I said, I'm new to this, but my main goal is just to try to help as many people as possible. You know, maybe someone out there is feeling alone in what they're going through, and they need to know that they're not alone. You know, there's all these people in the world. You're not the only one dealing with emotional stress. Okay? Alright, good night, guys.